All right, guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Just wanted to do another update video for you guys. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Manor Farm because it is launching in about a week from when I'm making this video. I have had a few people ask me some questions. There's some confusion, I guess, on their end on L2, L1 to L2, the transition, what's going to go on there. So we're going to go into a white paper in this video. We're also going to talk a little bit about drip and what happened today. There was a period where the website was down, had nothing to do with drip. It was actually their server on Amazon that had a local outage. Within 4 minutes, it was back up. I'm going to show you what you can do if that ever happens again and the main website is down. There's another way you can actually access and hydrate and claim without going into the actual contract. Now, of course, you can always use the contract, but I'm gonna show you a simple way how to do it. There's a backup site that is pretty cool, actually. There's a lot of statistics on it, and you want to see your position in the drip faucet, your team, all that other good stuff. It actually gives you all of that broken down. So that being said, before I get started, guys, do want to remind you that everything I talk about on my videos and on my channels for entertainment purposes only. You should never take it as financial advice. You should never take um, anything from a stranger on YouTube as financial advice, guys. Okay, do your own research, do your own due diligence. Everything out here in the crypto space has an enormous amount of risk. So again, if you don't have the temperament to, stomach high risk, this might not be for you. Okay, all of this is risky stuff. That's why I always say only put in what you can afford to lose, guys. All right, risk capital only. Also follow me on Telegram. I will leave a link for that down below. Of course, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon so you'll get notified straight away every time I do a brand new video. So before we get started, just a couple of quick updates. Take a quick look at the market. I haven't really been following the market too much. The week in between Christmas and New Year's is always crazy. I lose track of days. My kids are home from school. It's just nuts, right? Some of you guys can probably relate to that. So it's all a blur to me. But one thing is for sure, the market is red. And if you have the opportunity to buy these dips, buy red, would probably be a good time to do so because you'll be getting some of these tokens at a very, very discounted price. Okay, the the rule is buy red, sell green, right? Buy red, sell green, buy low, sell high. So if you can do that, it's always a good strategy. But yeah, the market is you know definitely red, trending downwards, trending sideways, but drip is doing really, really well. You can see here the price of drip right now, considering what's going on in the market, it's holding really, really well. $73. I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again. It was just, not too long ago where this was sitting at $20. And even at the price point of $20, when drip was at $20, everybody was pumped up, everybody was excited, people were making money, people were making profit. Now we're seeing it sitting at $73. So I have no complaints, man, no complaints whatsoever. So before we go into that, just want to mention some of these miners. I haven't really talked about these miners. Some of you guys have been asking me, what am I doing with these miners? I'm not really doing anything with these miners except for withdrawing. As you can see, I'm still earning. Some of them I'm earning very little. Some of them I'm still earning, here I have $1,000 to withdraw about 2 BNB from BNB miner. So yeah, these things are, even though they're very slow paying at this point because the TVL has dropped quite significantly, they're still paying, right? So not really doing much with the miners except withdrawing. As far as drip goes, you can see here, drip is just doing its thing. With the current price, my deposits on this account is at 1.8 million. Got about $105,000 that I can withdraw. This is insane, right? And on my new account here, this is also over $1 million in deposits and almost $73,000 here in my available balance that I could withdraw. So, the drip faucet is doing its thing. If you don't have a position in the drip faucet, I mean, what are you really waiting for, right? Some of you guys might be saying, well, I'm waiting for the farm. I'm waiting for that to launch. don't wait for that to launch. Get in the faucet. The faucet is, faucet is the main deal. At least for me, it is, right? It's the main deal. Everything else above and beyond the faucet is gravy, right? Like I'm in the garden, right? I'm in the drip garden. I've been talking about that for the last couple of videos. Definitely, I'm in the drip garden, but it's in conjunction to the faucet, right? It's not a replacement for the faucet. So, yeah, I mean, of course, everyone does their own different thing, but yeah, this thing is just killing it right now. So that's what's going on with the faucet. So, as I mentioned before, the um the site was down for like it was only down for like a couple of minutes. As a matter of fact, I didn't even realize because again, I was kind of running around a little bit. I did get a text or a message from somebody saying, hey, the website is down. I can't access it. What's going on? By the time I came around to actually looking at the site, it was already back up. So I really didn't miss anything. Some of you guys probably didn't even notice it either, right? But if that ever happens again, right, and it was no fault of Drip, it was actually their server over on Amazon that had a local outage, you can always go to dripfi.app, right? Dripfi.app. Now, there is a little bit of a discrepancy here from the price Drip, but that's okay, right? Here you can actually hydrate. The main thing here is you can hydrate, you can claim, and again, if you want to withdraw and you can't access the main site, you can always go here and claim right here. Cool thing about this is you can see some stats here. This is the network stats. There's 25,000 users. You can see the amount of drip deposited in the faucet, how much has been withdrawn, how many transactions. Then obviously you have your own personal stats. This is mine right here. I have, again, with the price discrepancy, this is a little bit down, but here's where you see your deposits. You can see what you claimed. You can also see the available drip and your available balance, and also the max payout, which is pretty cool. Also, there's a calculator right here. I haven't really played with this yet. There's a calculator, and you can also see your team right here. So here I can see how much drip I've airdropped already. When was my last airdrop? Here I was just looking at this 5276, right? There's 5,276 drip that I've airdropped, and I'm going to use the actual price right here, which is 73.35. I'm 73.35. Yeah, it's about almost $387,000 worth of drip that I've airdropped to the team, and that's just on this account, right? That's not even counting my other account. So cool, cool stats you can check out right here. And yeah, cool little site. I'll leave a link for this down below in any case. So that being said, let's just talk a little bit about the Manor farm, because this thing is launching on January 4th, which is a week from when I'm making this video. So I figured I'd talk a little bit about it. Matter of fact, I was going to talk about this a little bit closer to the date, but I've had a few people ask me some questions and what's the difference between layer 1, layer 2, et cetera, et cetera. So figured let me do a quick intro to it here, and then I'll do a much more detailed video as we get closer. But again, if you're not familiar to farming or anything like that, you can't go wrong with the faucet. Even the garden, right, is kind of like set it and forget it. This is, more, with farming, especially with LP tokens and, the potential for impermanent loss. This is more something where you have to keep an eye on. So it's not so much set it and forget it. It is in a way, but it's not as set it and forget it as faucet or even the garden, unless you go into the single token pools. Obviously, if you throw crypto into the single token pools, that's more kind of set it and forget it, and you're not going to experience impermanent loss when you go into those single token pools. So if you go on the site right here, and again, I'll leave a link for this down below. Of course, I would definitely recommend that you read the white paper and go through that yourself. Here it says launch. It kicks off like most farms. However, the animals are preparing to revolt and take ownership of what is rightfully theirs. Help prepare for the revolution by farming, buying, and staking the L1 native farm token. So there's going to be a public sale. we'll talk about that as we get closer to that. But again, you can potentially get into that public sale and get some tokens that I believe a 10% discounted price. Even if you miss that though, you can always, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of opportunities to pick up Rev tokens when this thing launches. Here it says accumulating Rev to win. Rev, secure profits on Rev without selling by staking it in the safe house pool to earn BUSD. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Transfer of ownership from layer 1 to layer 2 happens only 14 days after L1 starts. Those who contribute their Rev tokens to the layer 2 presale will get a 20% better exchange rate. Now that private presale is already over. The public presale will be a 10% better exchange rate. So you're going to get a 10% better exchange rate than those who get it in BUSD, and significantly larger allocations on the L2 farms and governance tokens. Stakers of the pig tokens on L2 become the owners of the farm, earning their share of the deposit fees and other farm associated cash flows. So again, if you're familiar with farming, you're probably, you're not, this is not going to be foreign to you, right? You probably already know what to do here. You can create these LP tokens, stake them, and start earning Rev. Don't know what the APR is yet. Obviously, we'll get to see that once this thing launches. Here with the single token pools, you're not going to experience impermanent loss because you're not pairing it with anything. You can just put your Rev right here and earn BUSD. You can, or you can put BUSD here. You can put ETH. You can earn, let me see, single token assets to earn Rev, stake to earn BUSD. So you can actually earn crypto here just by throwing your crypto in here. If you have it sitting in your wallet anyway, you might as well put it in here and, earn some rewards. So that being said, just a quick look here. And again, I'm going to do a more detailed video on this, but here's where you can find all the info. Now this does have info on Garden, which already launched. But again, if you want to check that out, you can read up on it here. This is it. This is layer 1, right? Layer 1 is going to last for 14 days. Layer 1 launches on the 4th of January. The farms and the pools will open up. When that happens, when layer 1 launches, you can farm the native Rev token using stable coins, drip, and native token pairs. You can stake Revolution to earn BUSD in the safe house, right? And then hodl and gain exclusive access to layer 2. And again, the layer 2 will launch 14 days after layer 1. So this I'm not going to really touch on right here. This is layer 1. This is the Manor farm. Again, review this stuff for yourself. But excuse me, real quick. It says here layer 1 post raise. Those who get into the presale receive a presale token, which will be exchangeable on the website for the L1 native token, which is Rev. Immediately after liquidity is added, there will be a 30-minute grace period that allows investors to get into the pools and farms before the reward emissions start. All farms and pools, excluding native farms, pools, and drip BUSD farm, have a deposit fee. The L1 deposit fees will be allocated to buybacks, marketing, developing, and platform expenses. So again, not, it's pretty typical of a farm, right? There's always going to be a deposit fee. All funds added to the L1 farm, which can be staked on PancakeSwap to add additional yield on the back end, will be staked on PancakeSwap. This additional yield the platform can generate will be used for buybacks, marketing, development, and platform costs. Right here it says, unlike most farms that leave the capital sitting idle in contracts, we are going the extra mile to squeeze every bit of value out of the capital on our platform while keeping a low risk profile through PancakeSwap staking. Manor farm developers understand the importance of marketing, and this will be at the forefront of our minds. Being able to pull yield from multiple capital streams allows us to explore a greater variance of promotional opportunities. So let me kind of skip this right here and talk a little bit about the transition, because this was the question that was asked to me. What happens during this transition? So this here, after 14 days, the revolution will have to come to a conclusion, and the animals will take full ownership of the farm. The transition from L1 to L2 will take place 48 hours after the L1 emissions stop, okay? L1 emissions end 14 days after the L1 launch. These are just all, details of when everything's going to happen. Again, check this out yourself. Look at a calendar. If January 4th is when the L1 launches and it runs for 14 days, after those 14 days are up, it's going to be 48 hours where the transition will take place from L1 to L2. When the L1 farm stops emitting rewards, a 48-hour countdown will start. You'll see that countdown on the site somewhere. I'm assuming when the countdown hits 0, the initial liquidity that was added to L1 by the dev team will be removed, and all Rev tokens the developer wallet has accumulated will be sold into the market for BUSD. This BUSD, which is removed from the L1 liquidity pool, will then be utilized by the L2 farm, okay? 60% of the BUSD removed from L1 will be placed in a vault, which is paid out to stakers of the L2 governance token, which is going to be called PIGs. 20% of BUSD removed from L1 will be added to the liquidity pool of the L2 governance token through buyback, and 20% of the BUSD removed from L1 will be added to the liquidity pool of the L2 native farm token, which is going to be called DOGS, through payback. Buybacks are the ideal way to introduce liquidity into a listed token because it deepens the bid side of the pool, reducing the impact of sellers and pumping the price, which provides great utility while acting as a promotion tool. So yeah, you can see here, kind of the time frame of when all this stuff is going to happen. Now, again, I want to just say before I kind of wrap up here, if this is all, a foreign language to you, no worries, right? You don't have to get in this. Cool thing about this is if you want to jump in this thing, you can. If not, stick to the faucet. Faucet I've talked about many, many times how to get in. It's super simple. Even the drip garden is super simple. If you, don't want to have to, be on, looking at the dates and things of that nature, you can always jump into that. That being said, obviously I believe there will be an opportunity with this. And again, just plug into our Telegram and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I'll be doing updates as this thing launches, keeping you updated on what's going on anyways, right? Here it says L1, L2 transition. After the liquidity has been removed from L1, we will be hosting the L2 pre-sale. Investors will be able to contribute the L1 native farm token, which is Rev, to the pre-sale, and BUSD, which will also be accepted for the L2 pre-sale. Participants who contribute L1 Rev tokens to the pre-sale will earn a 20% bonus on their L2 tokens, meaning they will receive 20% more tokens per USD value than those who contribute BUSD to the pre-sale. So if you've earned a Rev token, right, that 14 days, if you are holding Rev token, or if you've earned a Rev token, you can take that Rev token and use it to buy into the L2 pre-sale, okay? If you do that, you'll get a 20% bonus. They're incentivizing people to hold onto their Rev and use it to get into the L2 pre-sale as opposed to selling it and dumping the price, okay? So we'll see what happens here. This all looks great on paper. Of course, this is crypto. Anything can happen. That's why, as I always say, only put in what you can afford to lose. Due to the mechanics of the platform, such as the high multipliers in the Rev pool farms, zero tax on Rev pool farms, the ability to stake your Rev to earn BUSD on the single asset pool, and the 20% bonus on the L2 pre-sale for entering with Rev tokens, there are heavy incentives to buy and hold the Rev token for the whole length of the L1 revolution. Participating in the L2 pre-sale will allow you to acquire both dogs and pigs. Those who accumulate Rev tokens in L1 will secure themselves a major position in the ownership of the L2 farm, which is the animal farm. Okay, so Manor farm is layer 1, animal farm is layer 2. You accumulate Rev tokens, or you buy Rev tokens, and you don't sell them, right? You don't sell them, because what you want to do is you want to take those tokens and use it for the L2 pre-sale so you can get that 20% bonus. And by doing that, you can acquire as much dogs and pig tokens as you can, because you have a big position in those tokens, you will have a big slice of the pie for the animal farm, okay? So again, review this stuff yourself. I'm not going to go through all this other stuff here. Here there's mechanics. I'll talk about this on another video. I think this video is already here, it's already gone way too long, but I'll talk about the mechanics on another video, guys. But again, if you want to check this out, the white paper is right on the site. I'll leave a link for that down below. So we'll kind of, we're kind of jumping the gun here. Again, I want to kind of talk about this as we get there. This isn't happening for a couple of weeks anyway, but been getting a bunch of questions, people asking about the transition of L1 L2, et cetera, et cetera. Figured I'd talk a little bit about it on a video. That being said, drip doing its thing, kicking butt. If you want to check this out, use my buddy address. We'll leave it down below. And yeah, this thing is doing its thing. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Subscribe to the channel, follow me on Telegram, all that good stuff. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.